He decided to let a robot handle the cleanup while he stayed inside nice and warm. And now the video of his autonomous snowblower is going viral, racking up millions of views. Check that out. Here's Sandra Bookman.
All my friends say it'll never work.
Skeptics weren't hard to find, especially given the size of his driveway.
I have a big driveway, over 6,000 square feet, over 300 feet long, up an incline. So this was a challenging driveway. If it could do this driveway, it can do most driveways, I think.
Instead of firing up a traditional snowblower this weekend, Tom Milani of Chester, New Jersey, put an autonomous one to the test. But he says it didn't come easy.
It takes a while to set them up. I'll tell you right now, this isn't for people.
And this is just the beginning. Now, I've been telling a lot of people, AI is taking over. And it depends on how you're looking at it. It could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. A lot of people are losing jobs, but at the same time, it's a way, like if you have skills, if you have creativity, if you can incorporate it with the things that you do on a daily basis, you can actually become more efficient. Let's look at this guy. He was able to sit inside the house, have the AI role. This will be the norm in the next, I want to say, 10 to 15 years. Because I say 10 to 15 because if you bought a snowblower, average lifespan of a snowblower, depending on maintenance, is about 10 years. So imagine just having a robot, AI, just go out there, clean the snow, and you're done. This is why so many places, like repetitive, redundant task, like a lot of companies are laying off because they don't have to. The cost is. Who said it best? They said, who put the milkman out of business? The refrigerator. Back in the day, they had a person that would deliver fresh milk to your doorstep every single morning. And when they invented the refrigerator for homes, it literally wiped out an entire industry. Completely wiped out an entire industry. And AI is like the .com era, and it's slowly wiping out those repetitive, redundant jobs.
People that just want to buy something, take it out of the box and use it. I have probably 30 hours invested in assembling, programming it, walking it around my driveway.
Once programmed, the machine works on its own, starting when the snow does.
You turn it on when it starts snowing, and you just let it run continuously.
It ran through the night, in fact, returning to its charging dock as needed.
I had it running all night, and when I woke up this morning, my driveway's done.
Milani says this is a glimpse of how technology is changing everyday chores.
Well, that's how robotics and AI helps us live better lives. So who wants to be outside clearing your driveway?
And
Not
he
me.
believes this is just the beginning.
This is first gen, and like any tech, you know, it only gets bigger, better, and less expensive as time goes on. So I 100% can see these things eventually being used at municipalities, much larger scale than what mine is.
Sandra Bookman, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Of sending ripple effects through Washington's tech-heavy economy.
Amazon and T-Mobile are slashing positions across the state, including major cuts in Bellevue and Seattle. KEMO's Joel Marino shows us how these layoffs are being received by small businesses in Bellevue that depend on the tech sector.
Getting a personal feel for each customer is how Snapdoodle Toys and Games tries to set itself apart, especially at a time when money could be especially tight.
Our thing is selling an experience, and families come in and play.
But with Bellevue-based T-Mobile announcing extensive layoffs just days after Amazon drastically cut its own staff, Snapdoodle's owner says the impacts may be far-reaching.
We have employees here whose husbands work at T-Mobile and Amazon, or wives, and that's going to be nothing but bad news.
Of the 16,000 layoffs Amazon plans company-wide, 626 positions are corporate jobs in Bellevue. T-Mobile is shedding 393.
You cannot be comfortable with one source of income. In today's society, you have to diversify your income in many ways. Like it's no longer to the point, even if you have a high paying job, you cannot sit back and feel comfortable like, hey, I'm making six figures or, 200,000 a year or 140. It doesn't work. You literally have to cut your cost of living. You have to take many steps in order to survive because home prices are high, interest rates are high, the rents, they're pretty high. Companies are laying off because they no longer need that many workers anymore. And it's happening everywhere. It's like a ripple effect, a domino effect. 16,000 layoffs at Amazon. And I'm thinking like Amazon delivers a lot of packages, but they're a big company. So, 16,000 is just a drop in the bucket, but it's just the beginning. Eventually, the jobs of yesterday where you're working 20, 30 years and you can retire with a pension is rarely any out there. I remember it was, what was it? Was it last year or a couple years ago? This company, I think it was called, was it not Yellow? It was Yellow, some trucking company, Yellow Truck, or they just literally went out of business. Everyone lost their pension. And people were there for 30 years. And it's like, what do you do? So those of you who have time to retire, I say retire. Don't wait, because companies are always restructuring. It's a different economy, especially with AI. AI is changing the game.
Jobs across the state, many based in Bellevue as well.
We're right behind the T-Mobile, believe it's their headquarters or their main offices. So like during lunchtime, you see a whole bunch of people just walking in. A lot of foot traffic here for us.
Edwin Sanchez says a lot of his clientele are tech workers, and he expects to see impacts at the remodeling business.
Let's just say they're getting a new home and all of a sudden, that income gets taken away. It's something that, it's not good. I wouldn't want to be in that position for my own family.
T-Mobile says the job cuts will better align teams and streamline operations.
And you got to understand, it's never good when people are getting laid off, because we're all interconnected in some way. Like this guy, he has a business and he relies on, those people that have those jobs. We're all connected. Think about the coffee shop, the bagel shop, the smoothie shop, the gym, facilities. We're all interconnected. So it affects everyone. But, the companies, they restructure. They don't care who you are. All they do is they look at the numbers and they have to make cuts. And even for a city like think about New York, where they're planning on doing rent freezes and what else they want to do? Free transportation and all type of utopia stuff, right? Somebody has to pay for it. So if you're going to tax the rich, they may say, hey, we might need to find another state to go to because we can't afford it. Or certain companies like, why stay here? It all depends. But you always got to plan ahead.
Amazon's looking to remove layers of management as it ramps up spending on artificial intelligence. The immediate fallout leaves a lot of questions for the small business owners just trying to get by.
Bellevue seems to be, again, a little more recession-proof, but I do not know if that's going to hold true much longer.
Joel Marino, Como News.
Both
All right. See you guys next time.